All right, good morning, traders. Welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We're going to be going through live
All right,
order
good
flow
morning.
analysis using Bookmap and the edge that you can get using Bookmap. So this is a forward-looking webinar. It's not hindsight. We will take positions as well. It is not a trading room. It's not trade recommendation. It is not financial advice. This is about understanding order flow and then also using it for trade management, like how you can actually use this for an edge. And how is that possible? Is because with order flow, you can understand how participants in the auction are interacting. They're interacting with their orders. This is the only way that they can. So understanding the order flow and their behavior can give you that edge. All right. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only. It should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Every Tuesday, we have our webinar on onboarding, 1 p.m. East Coast time. And what we'll do is go through the process here of getting you up and running in Bookmap. So logging into bookmap.com, finding the platform, you can download the platform and install it, how you can subscribe to data from the platform as well, or from the website. You will need a data subscription. And then we get you up and running. We connect you to the data, and we get a symbol or two opened up in Bookmap. It's very simple. It's a 30-minute webinar every Tuesday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. A few other notifications to go over here. Get verified on Discord. You will need to. So the way that you can do that is you come over to Bookmap Discord, and you can see it right here. This just at the top here, it says verification and help. If you're not verified by tomorrow in Bookmap, then you're going to only see these two rooms here. So you will have to go through the verification process. You'll have to click on this link here and then get started. Right? Read through this, why and what is needed here. You will need to have an email registered at bookmap.com. If you don't have it, you can register right here. There's a link right here. You can click on that, and then that'll take you to the sign up registration page. So that's all that's needed is your email. Okay, it's all free. There's no costs included or needed. Okay, so that's the verification. Need to let you know about that, and let's go back over here again. You can use your phone, take a screenshot, or you can go to also our Discord channel here. All right. There's a new supply and demand course on the Learning Center. This is fantastic. We finally released it. I've been waiting for quite a while here. And how do you get there? Well, go to bookmap.com and click on education up here. That'll take you to the Learning Center. This is where there's hundreds of free videos every day that you have access to here. So click on the link here for the supply and demand, and there's 10 videos in here, and they're all setups, or at least 9 of them are setups, and they go through. You can see they're very short, just a few minutes long, and understand absorption and exhaustion in a setup like a double top or a double bottom. We're going to be going through all of these in here in this live webinar event, and cutting and pasting all sorts of setups and putting it into content for you guys. So yeah, anyway, the wedge pattern, a flag pattern with a false breakout. There's a trend line break, an accumulation. These are not all your typical patterns out there, and they're exclusive to supply and demand. That's really the key. So if you want to get good at supply and demand or support and resistance, there's a distinction between the two, a big one. It really boils down to that distinction, and that's actually here in the first video we talk about that. Anyway, go to it. Here, I'll put the link into the chat for you, and check it out. It's all free, like I said, and I think you will get a lot out of it. All right, let's jump into the S&P E-mini and see if you guys have any questions here. All right, so there is that link to the Learning Center for that supply and demand course. And gold, I don't have gold up right now, but we can add gold. Okay, I think is the M contract correct? Let's see. I just need a double check on that. Volume and open interest, clearly the M contract. Okay, so we're all set there. And we can take a look at gold. I also want to put, let me put the link in here for the onboarding for those of you who want to come to that onboarding event. It's in Zoom, and you can register here if you're new. Okay, thank you, Alois. No sound over here in Discord. Sorry about that, guys. I just noticed this. Good morning, everybody. My bad on that. Oh, thanks, Shark. You really like that supply and demand course. That's excellent. Yeah, we're going to put like a 1, 2, 3 pattern in there as well. Okay. I don't know if we'll call it that, but like it'll be kind of like a test and looking for this order flow shift and change, just like you do in your 1, 2, 3 pattern. But I don't know. I don't want to get the stigma of 1, 2, 3 or kind of steal your thunder there, Shark. You and Laura setups. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Luciano. You're enjoying that course as well. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, like we have a lot of ideas for this course. It's not just these setups in here. We want to put in the replay files in here as well. Imagery. Maybe break these down into how we did in our other course for setups, strategies and setups here, into this kind of diagram form as well. So it simplifies it, so you can understand the order flow here and then see it in the course. And then we're going to go through it in the live market all the time in here. Okay, so anyway, more on that. We'll look at one in here in particular that I am quite fond of, and I think will be really helpful for you guys, and that is that low volume pullback setup. Okay, so let me show you where that is from the course. It is right here, I think the 4th one, and this one's a little more convoluted. Actually, it's a more complex low volume pullback, but after a break of a range. Doesn't have to break a range. This is just one of the setups in here, yeah, we'll see if we get one here. I actually don't see it setting up right now. There's not much of a low volume pullback, yeah, we'll look for it though. It's a very, very simple, but I think extremely effective a pattern to look for here. Anyway, it works on many time frames as well, but it's fantastic for scalping. All right, let's see. Okay, I guess we can dive into the markets now. 55.25 liquidity right up here. The buyers seem to be going for it here. Let's see here. Here's a bit of a low volume pullback right now, right? So let's see if buyers curl in. There they are. Okay, let's see if they can do it now. Okay, if they don't, and we start to see sellers come in here, we're going to just exit that trade. Okay, it should work right now. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple pattern here. So I'm out. Now, if I see them come back up again here, I will get back in, okay, because I don't see too many sellers in here. Now, see, there's the sellers, right? That's why we got out. Uh, so now that's not low volume on the sell side. That's something different, right? Up to this point, though, like that was extremely low volume. Buyers firmly in control. Okay, so anyway, we're looking for. I mean, it would have been better to see more buyers up in here, and then just see it kind of trickle off, and then buyers started to come back in here. That's when we got back in, right? After trading down to this little micro range in here, it explored it, and we found buyers. Okay, we explored it again and found buyers. Should have worked. Didn't see it. We're out. Okay. All right. So we'll look for it again and again. And it really works well with the trend here. Okay. Good morning, Trading is Life. I think you were having problems yesterday. I don't know if you saw, though, like we covered you in the digest yesterday. So it's on our insights. Okay, because I didn't see much content from you, Trading is Life. So if you go to bookmap.com and then go to more button here and go to insights, here's your setup here. So great stuff, and you can read more, what we had written here about you as well. All right. All right, this is actually now looking like we're going to come up here and test. Let's see what we're looking for here. This is a different setup, is we're looking for buyers above here, okay, where these sellers came in, and we're looking for buyers above it now. Okay, and if we get that, we're looking for them to trade up into 25. Okay, now that'll be high of the day here. Okay, so we really want to see them chase after it here and trade up into this liquidity here. And you can see we didn't get it. Anyway, good morning, Rob. For those new in here, God, I mean, we continue to digress a little bit here. Well, thank you, Stephen. Actually, Stephen's right on to the next subject here. The Bookmap Academy and the meeting we had yesterday. Okay, I thought it was great. I mean, the last few have been, in my mind in particular, like pretty unique. Going over, I mean, these markets are unique, and we got a lot of good feedback all the time. Yeah, I thought last two have been really good. And one of the things that we want to, or we covered in the Academy, is adding in criteria here of your higher time frame. Okay, so just not order flow events and marking them up, but because we're looking for something that is high probability, and it's much easier when we're zoomed out and have that bigger picture outlook, and then looking for order flow to support that bigger picture outlook. Okay, so higher time frame levels and an impetus that's moving the market. Okay, so we know that tariffs are moving the market right now, for example, and tariff information and news. It's really, we see the market dramatically react to this news, and it's just like, posts, tweets on social media that can do the trick. Or could be a news article or something, and we get these wild swings. Okay, so anyway, one of the things, and this is something that we had covered in the well, I've got a few different topics to go over here. First, we'll go over the current market in just a second here, but the higher time frame, putting that together in that market impetus. So what's moving the market? Okay, so now we know that what's moving the market is like a lot of geopolitical stuff. Okay, more so than even the market events, the like scheduled economic events. Seems that way. So how do you take advantage of that scenario or this environment? And these are things that we also discussed in the Bookmap Academy meetings the last few weeks. So maybe you want to reduce your size, widen out your stops quite a bit. Maybe you want to trade the micro. Yeah, we'll go over to gold a little bit later. Okay, Jay. All right. Just covering a few more important topics right now. Maybe you want to trade different times of day. When this geopolitical stuff does not come out. Maybe you want to trade different markets that are less affected by it. Okay, or maybe you want to scalp. Okay, you're just looking for scalping. This is a solution that a shark came up with. He's like, okay, my setups aren't working in this environment. This is a good example right here. Right? This is a weird move. It hit this liquidity here at the bottom of this range in here. And we get this big bounce all the way almost up to highs of the day, short of highs of the day, but it goes above this little range right here that we had marked up, that we're actually looking for buyers above it. They exhausted out. And we see sellers bring it right back down. Okay, so this is the environment we're in. How do you take advantage of that? Okay, so there's multiple ways. Even not trading is one of them. Or changing the time of day that you're looking to trade. Okay, so now look at this. Now we're getting a breakdown through that area of high liquidity after this big bounce here. Okay, so now let's see if we do get a low volume pullback here. Okay, now how can we splice into the pullback? Okay, well, we can set a limit order maybe up here, up to this. See this little jag, this little swing? Maybe that's a good place to go. Okay, or maybe it's all the way up here, a full retracement of it, right? And then we see the sellers come in. Now, clearly though, okay, now this is a low volume pullback. Okay, look at the selling. It's consistent all the way through here. Okay, and it broke down below this area in here. Okay, so this is what we're kind of looking for. And look at the volume here. The bars show it probably better. Okay, selling, and look at that buying in here. Okay, so we're looking for sellers again, and we're looking for them to take the market down. Okay, where might they go? There's different ways to look at this in here. We can look at measured moves like we do in the video, or like we also say in the video here, take some off at the bottom of the range. Okay, that's a very, very easy and effective way. You just hit a single. Okay, don't look for more. Once you get better at this and managing it, you can go for more. Okay, you can front run that high liquidity, and like we kind of did here. Okay, now look at, there's still weakness in here. Okay, so they traded, these sellers, these aggressive sellers traded into and through that high liquidity, and there's still more selling pressure. Right, so guys, very, very simple strategy, and this is something actually I wanted to mention to you, Rob, that I think you might find this really intriguing, because you are just look into it. Please look into it first. Don't and do it in replay mode before putting any risk on it, and get really good at it, because I think you'd be really good at this strategy, and you can use this all day long. You can use this on all sorts of different time frames as well. Okay, but it was your quickness. You've got your mouse all wired up with your hotkeys, etc. Okay, so I actually went through and kind of wired up my hotkeys in here in Bookmap on my keyboard, though. Okay, I don't have that kind of special mouse, gaming mouse that you have, or I don't have a a stream deck or anything like that. So anyway, the way that you can do this in Bookmap, come up to settings, come down to keyboard shortcuts, and then under here, instruments trading, open that one up, and you can give a little, all you have to do is like cancel orders in here, cancel all orders, double click here, add a shortcut, and then put in the key that you want, and then that's it, right? And here I put in a few different keys, and I'll probably change them around in here, but here's a limit buy, a limit sell, and God, maybe I did it on a different instrument here. I know I did it yesterday. Maybe it didn't save them. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, it didn't save them from yesterday. Anyway, yeah, you can input your hotkeys in here, and let's go through it. We'll just do a few here, and we'll do another like low volume pullback, and just kind of demo the process here. Okay, so go back down to settings, keyboard shortcuts. We'll open up the instrument panel in here, and I want to get rid of this one first, so I'm actually going to double click and remove it. Cancel all bids. I'm going to double click and remove it. Yeah, we'll remove all of them. All right. So I want to add a shortcut, and I'm going to add in. Now you can use market buy, market sell. You can use limit buy, limit sell, or you can also do limit at. And we had a discussion about this in the academy, how people are entering. We can make a hotkey for a limit buy on the ask. Okay, so this is considered, it's a limit order, but it's considered an aggressor. Okay, because you're actually putting it on the best ask. So limit buy on the ask, and I'm going to give it F1. All right, for me, you can use a combination, whatever it is in here, and then also limit limit buy on bid. I'm going to bypass that one, and then on yeah, let's just bypass it for now. And I'm going to do a sell on the best bid here. Okay, so we'll double click on that one, add a shortcut, F2. Okay, and then I'm just going to use flatten in here because I use the flatten button a lot, but maybe I'll make that one like F4. Okay, and we're good to go. All right. So now these will work with the bracketed, and you'll see that. And let's see what we get here. Okay, so anything interesting happening here just to demo this. Okay, we did not trade this high liquidity, so we might see some selling coming in. Okay, so all right, so I want to be a seller on the best bid. Let's just wait for a little bit of a pullback here. There we go. All right, I am in. I just hit F2. Okay, and let's see if we can. Oh, some buying just came in, but still more selling in here. So let's get an interesting dynamic. Let's see if we get our sellers try to bring it down lower again. They come. All right, sellers, let's see if you can explore it down into this 54.80 level here, or we can just even demo just the flatten key here. Takes them off at the bottom of the range, and we're out. There you go. So you can just use these hotkeys and scalp all day long if you wanted. Okay. Now did it show the limit orders in here? It should have. Where it's, I think, a little too wide here was the problem. So let's go with 30 and 15. Okay. And we'll do it again here. Okay, so F1 is a buy, F2 is a sell. Okay, we'll go in F2 here, and let's see if we can get a move a little bit lower here. So now you can see my limit buy here. You can see my bracketed orders in here. Okay. All right, so sellers coming in. Now they should be able to drop it at least down to here, and it's up to you if you want to take that profit or you want to hit this liquidity here. Okay, you can see it kind of placed it our take profit right in front of it here, which is good. Okay, we can move our stop down, break even. This should work. This is where those sellers came in and started to move price lower. Okay. Okay, buyers may come up back up and test it and stop us out. That's okay. We'll look for the next one. Okay, we can even add in. If we get some sellers coming in here, we consider even adding in. Okay, so buyers probing, testing. Maybe they'll test up above, stop us out. That's fine. We gave this a shot. Okay, they're not all going to work. There they go. Okay, and we controlled our risk pretty well. Went through it. Okay, so buyers now may reverse the trend here. We may come back up to the 5,500. All right. So anyway, just wanted to demo a little bit of that for you guys and cover this for you, Rob. Thinking you might find it pretty interesting. Rob, let's go over this a little bit. Like I think this is what will be really helpful is the higher time frame for you. Okay, so let's just take a look at it here. Right, here's our higher time frame on the 15-minute, the hourly, and the daily here. Now the daily is pretty interesting. Okay, so you know, we know the news isn't so good, but we had a pretty nice rally all the way up to the swings in here, and we've busted above those swings. Okay, but now we're starting to see sellers come in, and we did not accept above the swing here. Okay, now look at the hourly also. Look at the wicks up in here in the hourly. Okay, not looking too good. Let's take down some bars here. Okay, so here they tried, right? They tried, and we're finding more sellers in here. Okay, so on the higher time frame, this is looking pretty good to maybe trade back down to here, right? 76 or so. Okay, now this could be our wedge pattern right here. Okay, in fact, let's go short. Okay, and I'm looking for follow through. Okay, now this is, how many times have we come down here today? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now this is more like a wedge in this sense, and I'm looking for follow through on the sell side. Okay, I know there's lots of liquidity right in front of us here at 54.80. Okay, but I'm looking for more sellers than buyers here, okay, to take it down lower. Okay, and we can see the massive transactions already starting to unfold here. Okay, but are we going to get a bounce? And if we start to see a bounce in here, get out. Okay, now on the time frame, okay, this is kind of key because you know, this is going to bounce around a lot in here. You know, it might come back up here into 5,500 and retest this area in here. Okay, but on the time frame that we're looking at is very, very different. This is a higher time frame outlook here. Okay, this is not a short time frame. Okay, so I mean, it's going to be, you know, maybe several minutes or an hour or something like that. Okay, but we've tested and probed up here several times now, and now we're kind of testing the low end here, and you can see we're getting a little bit of a wick right now, and some buyers coming back in. Okay, but this still looks pretty bearish. Okay, so now depending on your time frame here, right, this is a higher time frame, so I don't know, I would be putting, you know, a safe stop would be, you know, somewhere up here, probably 55, 11, 12, you know, something like that. Okay, and then maybe you'd be looking for maybe taking some off around this 68 level down here, 67, something like this. Okay, we can get these sellers to engage here. Okay, so right now we're getting a bounce off of the liquidity. All right. So when we have the higher time frame aligned, Rob, with the lower time frame is when we're going to look for the opportunities. Okay, and we're going to pick and choose them. And this isn't a good example, right? I'm looking for the breakdown immediately in here, and I realize like this is, we're probably going to go back and forth a little bit in here, right? This would have been a better one on a lower time frame of retesting this liquidity down here. Okay, so I'm looking for sellers to take it through it and go to lows of the day in here, and that's a lot bigger of an ask, right? So that's why we're likely going to get stopped out here. Okay, it's a much bigger ask. Okay, however, on a lower time frame, something like this. Here's sharks 1, 2, 3, right here, and you'd be looking for the move to test into this high liquidity. Now, maybe we should have just taken some off right here or exited for a small scalp from 82 down to 80, just a couple of point scalp, right? That's a much easier ask, and I'm looking for a higher time frame move though off of this one. Anyway, I don't want to get it make it too confusing in here, but depending on your time frame, align that higher time frame with your lower time frame. You were doing it before, Rob. You were doing it with your options levels. Okay, I would go back to that. So let's see, for example, in here, do we get a kind of a topping pattern up in here? Well, I see some exhaustion here. On the buy side, they came back up just above the swing in here, right? This swing here, and kind of tested up into here. Okay, there's some exhaustion, there's some selling. All right. Okay, now can they break this here? And let's see if they can break it. There's a low volume pullback right there. Okay. And let's see, do we get sellers back here again? Not yet. There they are. Okay, let's see if these sellers now can take it down. Okay, buyers still pushing higher. And that's not a low volume pullback. All right, I'm just going to flatten it then. Well, let's see if they curl in here. If they don't, then we're out. Okay, they did. They curled back in. Okay, so now sellers should be able to take it down. And I don't see sellers here. No selling. Okay, so we're getting, confliction here. We're just going to get out. Okay, we want to see sellers down here. And we're not getting that. All right, so let's see here if we get our sellers again in here. Yeah, starting to. All right, so now we're gonna try it again after the buyers probed up here, and they didn't even come back up to 5,500. They still may. They still may, because look at it just kind of broke down here, and then that's it. It came right back in the range in here. Okay. Yeah, they may come back up to 5,500 here. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, exhaustion up here. This is a hard read in here. We're kind of squinting at it, actually. There's a lot of buying in here, and that's not really what we want. to see, and they're still holding it here as well. This looks pretty good though. There's some exhaustion. Buyers were not interested in taking it higher after probing here a few times. Okay, now we're finding them. All right, so there's still some buying pressure in here. Looks like they want that liquidity here. Anyway, Rob, one of the other things in here is, and why I just want to really just underscore this higher time frame, how important it is. We've got this version in Bookmap here that you can zoom out and check out higher time frames, and which is, you can see this is really an important area up here, this 5520. This is where we broke down from. Okay, right up here, 5520, 24, somewhere in here is the zone. Okay, now we zoom in. This is where we broke down from here today at 10:20. Is this today? No, this was yesterday. So retesting back up here, finding our buyer. Looks like they traded that 5,500. Yep, they did. Okay, so now let's see if sellers get down below here. Okay, we just traded in the high liquidity, traded through just a few points though, just a few points, and that was it. Okay, we have a little bit of a stop run here. Okay, still have some buying pressure in here. Interesting. Okay, so okay, they just traded up to 5505, and that liquidity here. There was no way for it. There's nothing in here for even a low volume pullback setup. These are pretty quick and strong moves here. Okay, now just traded up to high liquidity here at 10 now. Okay, we really never tested that 5480 down here. Okay, now we're going to look for those aggressors though to try to come in to that area and see if they can do it. Okay, and we're just going to let them come in. Okay, we're not going to try to catch a big reversal here. I'll let them tell us. Well, Rob, just look for the higher time frame filter first. Really understand the levels that you're looking for, and I think you're going to find that to be really helpful. Right. So this was actually, remember we talked about this move, like a retracement back up about halfway. So somewhere around up in here, and we talked about having a potential stop, bringing it up here, up into 11, and depending on your time frame, right? That you're trading. I mean, that would be huge stop. I mean, we'd ultimately want to be in like somewhere in here, not somewhere around that halfway point, somewhere where we are right now. So we can look for it here on this higher time frame. We're looking for those sellers though. Okay, these are the things we start to look for is exhaustion, okay, and then some sort of pattern in here that tells us, okay, and we just don't see anything yet. We're still seeing strength in here. The profit climb, let's see. So I would have expected a reversal at the top of the liquidity. Well, the way what matters here is the context in here. So like right now, okay, we just traded into high liquidity up here. Okay, you can see the transactions. Okay, now what's the context though? It's always these buyers versus sellers here. These are the sellers over here. Okay, these are the aggressive buyers here. Now they traded into it. Do they still have more buying pressure? Well, now we're getting our answer. Yes, they do. So they're still going higher and finding more liquidity on the offer and transacting with the sellers here. So maybe they'll try to get up to this high liquidity up here. Okay. And now at a certain point, we're going to look for where maybe they exhaust out, and this is it right here actually. So up here they traded up into it, and then do we see buyers up in here again? No. Okay, so actually watch they'll probably go for one more test up here, and let's see if they do have some pressure. Okay, this is what's so odd about these markets is like these moves are just kind of linear. We don't get these pullback tests a lot of times, right? So if you kind of miss it, you kind of have to catch the tiger by the toe up or tail up here. Okay, so here we got a pullback here, but we see some strength on it, right? It's not a low volume pullback. Okay, in fact, look at the selling down here. Not much at the bottom of the edge or this range in here. Okay, now we got some exhaustion here. Okay, I would look for sellers to try to get below these guys here around 09, 08, or 8.5 or so. Okay, so I hope this answers your question. It's this context in here. Okay, just because it's high liquidity doesn't mean that there's it's going to bounce from there. Okay, so here come our sellers, right? Okay, now let's see if we can get an opportunity in here. Boy, that might be it, right? I mean, these markets are moving quickly. So now we're looking for these sellers in here to pull away. Now I'm going to move my stop up above here. Okay, but I'm looking for the sellers to move away quickly from this whole area in here. So now we're down at this bottom of range in here, and let's see if we can get kind of like the wedge pattern that we were talking about on the higher time frame, right? So what we're looking for is lower highs, and we're getting kind of an equal high here, but there's no buying up in here when we're seeing sellers down here. Okay, so now let's see again, if we get exhaustion on the buy side and some sellers here, then likely we'll get a move back down to the bottom of this range and likely continuation. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's see if there's some selling. Okay, now let's see if they can break it in here. There's the buyers tried it one more time here, one more little test here. Okay, now let's see if these sellers can follow through. We're looking for follow through on the sell side. Okay, if we don't get it, then we'll just get out of the trade and look for the next one. Okay, but this is looking good. See how it's kind of bounce? It's like a bouncing ball in here, and then finally, kind of we just see some follow through, and that's what we're looking for at least. Okay, so we're not getting it, right? Our buyers tested one more time up here. This is one thing about these markets. Like, I mean, we get these probes and these tests like this. And then, is there interest? Probes again, is there interest? Okay, we've exhausted out now twice up here. Okay, now we're finding some interest. Okay, so yeah, we may just exit this position as well. Okay, we'll give it one more shot here to see if we can, because this is where they dropped it from here, and looking for sellers to maybe come in right here. If they don't, we're out. Okay, we got our sellers. Now we don't want to see buyers back up above it though. That's for sure. Okay, there they are. All right, so didn't work out. Didn't work out. All right, we'll look for the next one though. Okay, now we got our sellers below it here a little bit. Okay, sellers, let's see it down here. Nope. So our context in here is we're still finding some buyers in here, still pushing it higher. And this is the range that we're looking at in here. We were looking for this in here, right? It tried up here, didn't find many buyers after trading through high liquidity all the way up in here, thinking they're exhausted out, right? Then some sellers, looking for the follow through. No, we didn't get it, right? The buyers came back in after probing up in here and exhausting out a few more times too. Hey, sellers, let's see, do you have it now? Let's go for it. Not a good entry here. We're gonna look for a higher time frame type of move here, I think. Okay, let's take a look. So this is our retest back up here. Okay, now we're looking for sellers to try to probe on. Now we don't know. We're just looking actually for sellers to try to probe down a little bit, maybe down toward the end of the range here. So maybe around this is this 40. So yeah, maybe 54 or 5400 basically down here. Oh, I'm sorry, 5500 here. Okay, let's take a look at the condition here. Okay, so some pretty good selling in here, but buyers are still fighting it, right? They're still showing some buying interest in here. Okay, so now let's see if we can get another move in here by sellers. Okay, showing some exhaustion, a lower high. Okay, we're still getting buyers, but look at the buyers up here. Okay, even one more test up here. And I'm looking for exhaustion up here. Probing doesn't work. It fails. It comes back down. And we want to see sellers at the bottom of the range in here. Okay, and then we're looking for a bigger move in this case. No, still finding buyers. Still finding buyer interest here. Okay, so we're going to exit this one. Okay, gave it a shot. Okay, stop run up here. All right, let's jump over to gold quickly because this is still climbing here, and you know, actually looks like it you know, wants to trade up into 15 and maybe 18 and 20 here. So let's jump over to gold here. Gold is falling, and okay, we're at the bottom of a range in here. It's for the data I have in gold since about 9 o'clock this morning. I'm going to right click on the heat map in here, go to the heat map settings, and I'm going to filter it in here. Okay, so I'm going to cut out a lot of the noise in here and just look for that high liquidity that matters more. You can also use this little slider up here. I'm sorry, that's the volume dots. This one here, right? But it's better to use both sliders, low cutoff and lower cutoff and upper cutoff here. Gold looks similar to me. Low volume pullback in here. So I can go with this one with rhythmic. Oh, let's go with the Q. I don't want that. Let's go with crossover. Okay, we kind of missed it. I wanted to get in here. Anyway, gold had, you see that the big move down, some chop, a move right back up into these areas here. Never traded up into 3,300, and it's been chopping around in here. But we see the sellers moving it back down, and we see selling pressure down here too. So are we going to get a break? Not only the break of the range in here, are we going to get more selling coming in to take it lower? Anyway, that's what I see on gold at the moment. Let's jump back to that S&P. Okay, now we're getting our sellers in here. Okay, I'm just going to, that's really, this has happened a bunch of times in this webinar. Good Lord. You turn your head and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this move, and now it's unfolding, and we missed it because we're looking at gold. So we can look for a pullback in here and maybe try to splice into it here. Here's a small pullback right there, and we can try to get that one. It's not much. Try to get it down to this liquidity down here at 97. Yeah, that was probably not a good decision here. After trading into high liquidity like this, we always anticipate the bounce. Anyway, a low volume pullback would have been better, like right in here. Yeah, this one would have been the best. Okay, now we can see, now after we probe back up here, we can look for it again though. Okay, so do sellers want this liquidity down here at around this 97? And let's try it here. Looking for some follow through. Okay, there's our little wedge right there. Now let's see if we can get some follow through. Nope. Still sell pressure here. We're just retesting back up to here. T46, I mean, you know, we're trying to, yeah, if you want to talk about like what's the, we kind of have to take what we get during the webinar time, right? So I totally agree with you. Like, you know, bigger picture in here, we're in this, all of this chop in here, right? And it's not good. But we still see the same things on the lower time frames all the time, right? All the time. It is more unlikely though to unfold. So yeah, it's not a good session so far, but we can still look for this in here, and we do have a low volume pullback in here still, and there's more selling in here now. Most of that selling is actually here though, so this is something that you know, can get upended, right? We want to, if we had this kind of consistent selling from here on down. Now it's not bad here, it's not bad at all, but you know, when the sellers really start to come in here, once we can get back up above this area in here, the sellers have to cover, or they can get squeezed. What I should be doing is, like, instead of trying to look for this kind of bigger picture in here, let's go very, very small picture. And not seeing anything right now. Okay, so this, you can see high liquidity that was here earlier came in again here. So these guys want to trade in here, and it looks like they just transacted. It's still up here at 15. Never traded that 15 liquidity up here. Boy, this is a great pattern in here. The This is a really odd reaction to that pattern. I mean, this is a really nice move from 06. You know, this is like a 7-point move. Okay, now it did hit high liquidity down here. This pattern in here typically plays through. You know, after pulling away that much, and it's not holding though, clearly, and now we're getting our buyers back up here again. Okay, in fact, this is something that it's covered in that show you here in the new course here on the Learning Center. Okay, so supply and demand course here, and then it's the failed mid-range reversal, but we're looking for the I mean, this is it here. We cover it. Like we've seen it so many times where, you know, the trend is down, for example. Okay, and then we see this kind of buyers starting to come back in. Okay, looking like they're going to reverse right in here, right? And this doing it on the opposite side. We're not seeing sellers, we're seeing buyers right now, so this is flipped. But you know, we're looking for a reversal, especially this time of day. It's another thing to add into the picture here, the time of day. You know, we've seen this so many times. This is looking like a great little head and shoulders right here, inverse head and shoulders. Okay, even a low volume pullback in here and more buying back up here again. Okay, this is where it failed though, right? And it's a tricky pattern, but this is where they failed, and we see the sellers come back in. They break a small swing here. They come back up again. They try again, and this is where the sellers come in and take it down. Okay, that's what's actually kind of happening here on the buy side with this in here. This is looking pretty good. It's an odd one. Usually this would be the kind of double bottom in here, and then the buyers come back in, and then the trend to the upside resumes. Okay, that's kind of what we're seeing, but it's a bit of an odd one to see. Usually it plays out really nicely with a double bottom like this, and then the buyers come back in. In this case, we just see that we're looking for the pullback and continuation, and then, you know, buyers just lifted it. Okay, so looking pretty good for those buyers to trade up into 15 now. So anyway, that's what that one was about. Yeah, let's take a step back again. Higher time frame. Boy, I'm just not really seeing much. I really do like the hour up here. That we see all these, 3, 4 wicks up here, and then we saw that selling pressure come in. We see it better with the red candle here on the sell side, and then maybe a retest and then come back down. And after probing and testing up here, now we still may. I mean, like maybe this is just another test up in here, and then maybe it kind of reverses back down. We're just not seeing a conclusive break above these swings here, like on the daily. Okay, we came back up, we tested yesterday, and today you can see we tested a little bit higher, but we're back into yesterday's price action. Okay, so that's why I'm looking on the bigger picture here for this to fail, and I'm looking for sellers here to take it down. Okay, and you just see the buyers moved it right back up into the range. Okay, there's some exhaustion. We should see some selling here. Okay, so they just traded up to 15. So again, like uh, no selling or very little selling in here, and the buyers whip it back up above, and then they come back in. Yeah, so looks like maybe they can trade up to 20 now. Okay, how does 20 fit in our candlestick chart? It'd be up here. It's still not even high of the day at 20. Okay, we got a stop run up here, 173. High liquidity. It did trade a little bit through it too. Still high liquidity up here at 20. Way up there at 50. All right, guys. 11:15 here on the East Coast. So 15 more minutes, and it'll be end of the European session and end of the week as well. So see if we have some volatility here. All right, buyers, are you willing to take it higher here? Let's see. Let's see if they are. And press up into 20. Let's zoom out and just get a better feel here for the day. It's been all over the place, up, down, and then back up, and building consensus up in here. This is where I really thought like this looked, pretty good for going lower, right around in here. Some exhaustion and that, and looking in here, and then like we just didn't get that follow through, like we'd mentioned, and this is kind of turning into now like this kind of flag or cup and handle on to come back up to highs of the day. In fact, so you can see exhaustion in here, some buying in here. Boy, the sellers were able to take it down to about here, and then the buying came back in, and seeing some interest up in here from that buy side. I mean, based off of this and what we're seeing in here, it looks like, this is where they want to go, is 20. Looks like that's where the market wants to go. And this is a funny thing up here, though. We want to look at the interest in buying up here. And we got some sellers retest the low here of this little range. Okay, back down to the low of these swings in here into liquidity along the way. Okay, at 05. Okay, would anticipate a bounce there. Well, that's it. All right, guys. I mean, we can take one more shot at this. I mean, it's been an odd day, but this is it again. I mean, like the thing that worries me again here is like we see this really nice move away from that area, the retest back up in here, and we would look for the sellers to come back in and follow through to the downside. Okay, we just seem to get back up into these areas up in here and see continuation to the upside, but Let's see if we can get some exhaustion in here by these buyers. Cannot take it higher in here, and we get some selling coming in, and then let's see if we can get a push. Okay. There's some volume in here. There's our sellers here. So this is it here. Now, if buyers come in immediately, then we're just going to exit this one too. Just this doesn't seem to be holding up here. Okay, there's some selling. Now, sellers should have follow through here. There's some exhaustion here. They're selling down here. The sellers are in control in this move here. So we got a lot going for us here. Yet we just still find buyers buying it up at these areas. You know, this is it for me. If we don't get any follow through on this one, then you know, I'll call it a day here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, they've retested all the way back up here again, where it dropped from. So I should probably put it up a little bit higher here. Would have been a better idea, but nonetheless. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. I mean, like, would have looked for another continuation pattern here. The strong impulse move away, pull back, and a strong impulse move away, down, back down to the swings in here, and not following through on that either. So like buyer, there's just some strength in here. It looks like 20 is where they want to go now. 20 more than ever. And after probing here, we'll probably find enough buyers to lift it, I imagine. Long at VWAP at 58.08. Okay, so yeah, I don't have my VWAP up. And I was looking at the VIX earlier, John. And it was actually, when I was looking at it, it was up a little bit in here. This is the daily on the VIX, but it's going to be a little delayed in here. So anyway, but yeah, it was green in here, so that might have had a little effect on me as well. Okay, so VWAP, huh? Let's take a look at that. Okay, I got the bands on here as well. Let's see, my VWAP is not showing here. 08, I'm seeing 05. But maybe you've got it set for cash a session here. Let's see. can't see it here. Hold on a minute. It should be 30. Should 0. Should be. Okay. See if I get it right. No. And it pierced it too. So I'm not much of a VWAP trader. That should be the 25th. Yeah, it's on the 17th. It should be okay. Just as long as I have it. Maybe you're. Should it be? I know that works on others this way, but all right, let's put in 04. 5. No, still the same. Well, there's a bit of selling coming in. Let's see here, though. Like, we've been duped on this one quite a bit today. You can do a small low volume pullback here. Let's see if we get it here. That would be it, really. There's our pullback. That's it. We kind of missed it, or grabbed it again, bottom of the range in here, but this is some pretty good selling coming in though now. Right, I like that. That's some pretty heavy selling. So relative sell volume in here. I'm gonna move this up a little bit here, just above where that selling came in. Now, again, if we start to see these buyers come in, which they've been doing all session long, then we'll exit here. So but that's some pretty nice selling compared. I mean, it was pretty good over here too, but anyway, boy, it's just we just see these kinds of moves, and then the buyers come climbing back up above here, and then hit the high liquidity. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put my stop up here. I'd rather think I'd just exit and then get another entry up in here, basically. That's the way I'd like to handle it, at least. Well, a European session here, European close. So not a good time to be in the market right now. Okay, interesting move. This is actually kind of what we have been anticipating, is this kind of move here. Let's see though, like it really is the bottom here though. We've got to see the follow through below the bottom of the range here of this little swing here, and we're getting it now. All right, so maybe we got it here. Maybe it's the European close in here, and let's see if we can continue on, we can look for a much bigger move in this case here. I mean, we've got a really nice big range and a lot of buyers in here. So we can look for something better. I mean, we can look for bottom of the range in here, or we can even look for 80 down here. Let's take a look at our higher time frame and see what we got here. Yeah, it's still a green candle on the hourly and another wick in here. Yeah, we're starting to see some selling come in on that 15-minute chart. We need to see it. We need to see the follow through below 97 though, really, and then we can get back down into like this 80 here. Anyway. Yeah, maybe I'll just move it down to 80 here and see if we can get maybe something rolling out of that, and then manage it when we get down into the 5,500. Okay. All right, guys. Pretty choppy session in here, anyway, we'll continue on Monday, see you on Monday at 10 a.m. East Coast time. Have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll catch up with you then. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Bye bye.